Finally, the rent freeze will be over by the end of this month. If your unit was first occupied before November 15, 2018, then your unit is under rent control and you can only increase your rents by 1.2% in 2022. Otherwise, you can increase your rents by any amount you like. If you started your lease in 2020, deep in the pandemic, chances are the rent you got is a couple $100 below the current market rent. I know you must be excited about bringing the rent up and you probably want to serve your rent increase notice right away. Wait a minute. It is actually very dangerous to do it now. And here is why. Let me share my own case with you. Back in October 2020, I got the keys for my brand new one-bedroom unit in downtown. Initial rents are typically lower in new buildings because many units would become available at around the same time. And it was deep in the pandemic. I would rather lower my rent instead of sitting on a vacant unit. So the unit was leased in 4 days for $1,700 per month. Pre-pandemic, the rent would be at least $2,000. A few weeks ago, the same unit downstairs of mine just leased out for $1,900. So we are almost back to the pre-pandemic rent and may even surpass that in 2022. If I want to increase my rent, I would need to give my tenant a 90-day notice before the rent increase takes effect. Let's say I want to increase my rent in the beginning of March. I would have to give my rent increase notice now. Here's the tricky part. My tenant has been renting my place for more than a year now, and it's just continuing as a month-by-month tenant. That means the tenants can leave anytime by giving a 60-day notice. Let's suppose I want to increase the rent by $200 a month starting on March 1st, 2022. I would have to tell the tenant about it now. What if she gets irritated about the increase? After all, we are talking about a more than 10% increase. Worst case, she gets so mad that she gives her 60-day notice to terminate the lease. That means I will end up with a vacant unit in January. And we all know that winter time is the worst time to sit on a vacant unit because the rental market will be very slow. If my unit is vacant for a month, I'm losing $1,700. You see, earning $200 less a month is not really a big deal. But losing $1,700 a month is a big deal. So I would hold off and not touch my rent for another couple months. Besides, you only have one chance per year to increase your rent. If you wait until March to do your rent increase, you will be able to capture a better market rent as your reference. Because market rents are expected to increase further in 2022, and rents are typically better in spring than in winter anyway. And let's say your tenant cannot accept the increase and wants to leave. It will be much easier for you to find new tenants in May than in January. But of course, if your tenant has been paying rent on time and taking good care of the unit, it is best to keep them. Here's the thing. If you need to find a new tenant, you need to pay us 1 month's rent as commission. So why don't you save that cost and use some of the money as an incentive for your tenant to stay in your unit? Let's suppose your current rent is $200 below the market rent. Instead of increasing your rent by the full $200, you only increase it by $100. That's just $1,200 per year. Still much cheaper than the commission. This will be a great incentive for your tenant to stay. And the gesture will also encourage them to keep paying rent on time and maintaining the unit in good condition. You see, that's a win-win situation. If you like this kind of topic, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you keep getting more and more valuable content.